Welcome to my Blue Peter moment here, guys. We are making today a pear, ginger and olive oil cake. You will need 160 mils of olive oil. 170 grams of caster sugar. 50 grams of stem ginger is what I'm using today because I don't have any crystallized ginger. So what I've got is some stem ginger balls and syrup, and I've got rid of all of the syrup around my balls, and then I've cut it up so I've got about 50 grams of stem ginger in this bowl here. I have 2 eggs, 2 pears, 350 grams of plain flour. This is the important things. I've added extras. I've got 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of salt within this bowl here. I have my lemon to zest and squeeze. So off we go. So first things first, I have decided to prepare my baking tray. Instead of using butter and putting it all around my baking loaf tin, this 2-pound loaf tin, I have just bought myself a paper insert. Much easier and saves a load of time. So now we are going to prepare our pear and our lemon. So I'm going to start by zesting my pear. Pear? By zesting my lemon. Sorry about this, guys. I obviously haven't woken up this morning. Now the reason why we are putting our pear pieces into lemon juice and lemon zest, because the lemon zest provides flavour, but the lemon juice stops the pear pieces from turning a horrible mucky brown colour that just does not look nice. And there we go. So, hello guys, so I have got my lemon juice done and my lemon zest done. Forgot to mention, I have put my fan oven at 160. However, if you don't have a fan oven, what was it again?
180.
180 degrees, okay? So now I am sorting out my pear. Now when you sort out a pear, it's exactly the same as an apple. So you cut it into quarters and then you cut the core off them. Preferably, obviously, without slicing fingers off. And now, because I'm going to put it in a cake, I am going to cut these pears into tiny, itty bitty chunks, because you don't want anything too big in cake batter, because otherwise it'll just sink all down to the bottom and it won't, give you a uniformity of flavours. So I have cut them up into tiny, itty bitty quarters like this, teeny tiny ones. And now I am going to put them into my big bowl, and then when I have finished them all, I am then going to, I'm going to just pour them into my juice mixture. I'll put the lemon juice over this one here, just to stop it from browning. And then I'm going to continue with the rest. Okay, so see you soon, guys. So now that I have my batter mixed, as you can see, it's a lovely, viscous, very thick mixture when you've got your egg in. All we're going to do now is add the rest of our ingredients. So I am now going to remember to take my forks and my spoons out of everything before I add them, because I hate having to go in and pull out forks and spoons that I've forgotten about when I add my mixtures. Let's mix my mixtures. There we go. And mix that in with my egg so that it's all nice and mixed and as even as I can possibly make it. There we go. And here is the flour with our added extras that you heard in the beginning. Now you might get your fingers mucky, but that's the joy of cooking, is getting your hands mucky. Okay. I'm going to mix that in. There we go. I'm going to fold this into it. So folding is where you take the mixture from the bottom and then pull it up to the top and press down. And you might even spin your bowl when you're doing it, okay? So down to the bottom, pull up and down, round the sides, down to the bottom, pull up and down. Kind of like a figure of 8 almost. And then once that's all done,
You can add your ginger now.
I can add my ginger. Thank you, Mum. I need to add my lovely yummy ginger. I'm going to just get my fingers mucky, guys. Just get my fingers mucky and get it all out of this bowl because I don't want to leave any of my ingredients in the bowls. Right. And then I'm just going to, again, fold it in on itself. I'm trying to make sure that every bit of this batter has some stem ginger in it because that will make it nice and tasty. And then we're on to the next step. So as you can see, I've got my batter nice and ready to now be placed into my baking tin. Quick tip with this, if you're kind of excited people, get some help with it because you don't want to drop it absolutely everywhere. And now I'm just going to quickly tell you, because I've totally forgotten to tell you about the decoration. I have kept about half a pear to the side as decoration specifically for my cake. So what I've then done is I have cut up and cored my pear, as you may or may not be able to see here, and then I'm just going to put it on top of, I'm going to insert it into my batter so that the batter kind of holds it there. Then I'm going to get a teaspoon of demerara sugar and I'm just going to lightly, feather it as it were, sprinkle it on the top so that it's nice and crunchy and it has that lovely texture to it. Right, here we go, I'm just going to do this with you. So as you can see, I've got my batter nice and ready to now be placed into my baking tin. Quick tip with this, if you're kind of excited people, get some help with it because you don't want to drop it absolutely everywhere. And now I'm just going to quickly tell you, because I've totally forgotten to tell you about the decoration. I have kept about half a pear to the side as decoration specifically for my cake. So what I've then done is I have cut up and cored my pear, as you may or may not be able to see here, and then I'm just going to put it on top of, I'm going to insert it into my batter so that the batter kind of holds it there. Then I'm going to get a teaspoon of demerara sugar and I'm just going to lightly, feather it as it were, sprinkle it on the top so that it's nice and crunchy and it has that lovely texture to it. Right, here we go, I'm just going to do this. So this is our finished product. I'm going to pop it into the oven for 40 minutes in the middle of the oven. So there we go, nice close up there. And off we go. Is that the middle?
Yeah, that's fine.
And here is the finished yummy product. Like, share and subscribe, guys.